Today is all upper body, no lower body, no core, just arms. You need one pair of medium dumbbells and ideally one pair of lighter dumbbells as well. If you don't have the lighter ones, I'm gonna give you an alternative. So if it's just one pair, that's fine. If you have both, set yourself up with both. We're gonna start with a little warm up, palms face forward, and just circle your arms right up. Try not to get too jammed up here, so keep the shoulders soft and mobile. And think about the shoulder blades really kind of fanning out behind you. So really nice mobilization there. Let your ribs move around a little bit with your breath. Okay, and we're just gonna go into a Zen swing. I love this one. You're gonna swing and flop your arms side to side. So we want lots of blood pumping through. The one thing about doing an all upper body workout is you can be a little bit prone to tightening up, particularly here, so in the trapezius and the neck. So we're gonna throw in these Zen swings a few times during the workout, since we're not gonna be breaking up the upper body stuff with any lower body or core, like I normally would in a full body workout. Okay, and then finally an overhead press, palms face forward at the ears, outstretch your fingers really wide, and exhale to press up. As you press up, keep your core engaged so you're not arching, and that will lead to better mobility through the shoulders. Okay, we're gonna get started in just a second with one of the medium-sized dumbbells. And we'll start with a row variation, one of my favorites. Split stance, single arm row. So you're gonna bend both knees, pin the belly button toward the spine, so compact your core, hinge forward. Start with a dumbbell under the ear. You're gonna have opposite arm to front leg. And then exhale to row. We're gonna do 12 per side. 7, so you're keeping space between that ear and shoulder. I think my wild hair is in the way today. Good, and we'll switch sides. Sorry, I didn't blow dry for you guys. Take me as I am. Both knees bent, hinge forward. Shoulder under the hand, under the shoulder rather. And then elbow coming just past the ribs. So one thing that people do in the row a little too frequently is come up really high. And can you see what's happening with my shoulder? So if you row too high, you're actually gonna miss all the good work in the mid-back, and it's gonna pop right up to that upper trapezius by your neck. It just doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel very nice. Okay, we can lower that down. Give your arms a little shake forward and backward before we move into shoulders. Okay, so the shoulder muscle is your delt. If you have the lighter weights, grab them. And we're gonna go into a lateral raise. Elbows a little bit bent. Exhale, raising out to the side. Don't lock the elbow. Feels awful, because then the weight of the dumbbell is just sitting on the joint. You wanna soften the joint so that the load will sit right in that nice muscle at the top of the shoulder. If you only have your medium-sized dumbbells, that exercise will feel too tough, and you might want to go into the overhead press instead. So in this one, because of the way the shoulder muscle is moving, it's moving toward the neck, right, shortening. So the trapezius is also a little more prone to overwork. Good, that's it. So you'll just need to pay attention to that. If it feels like it's getting too tight, just stop, and we'll stretch the arm across. So reach one arm across, keep your fingers outstretched, and think about pressing the arm forward into the other hand and vice versa. So there's a little bit of opposition there, making it a bit of an active stretch. And if you're tight in the trapezius, the upper trapezius, you'll feel a nice little stretch there too. Okay, we're moving into biceps. If you have a wall, you can lean against the wall for this one, press your elbows right into the wall and keep them there, and then go into a hammer curl. If you don't have a wall, just keep the elbows at the rib cage and try not to move them. So what you'll see a lot of people do in this one is swing hips and elbows, but then you're losing the range of motion on the bicep. So you want a lot of this work to be done, almost all of it, by the bicep itself. So if you keep those guys 2 more nice and still, you'll isolate really well, and then you do better work. Moving into tricep. So for this one, we're gonna use 1 dumbbell, 1 medium-sized dumbbell, interlock. Line your thumbs up together on the other side. Lift this guy up and over. Make sure the pinky side is up on top. If you need to change your hand position a little bit, that's fine, but press the pinkies into the top of the bell. Engage your core. Inhale down, exhale up, starting with a 90-degree angle at the bottom. Careful not to overstretch. Okay, just really come to that 90 and exhale up. If you overstretch, the muscle kind of lets go of the load and moves into more of a stretch. We want to keep it under tension so that it gets stronger. The body's very smart. It's always kind of looking for sneaky ways to rest. Good. You can bring that forward, and we're going to repeat the circuit. So going back into split stance single arm row. 12 per side. 3, 4, make sure you have emphasis in your front heel. 6, so that glute, so my left glute here, is helping me to stabilize. And activating that glute is helping me to brace with the core. And then bracing the core is helping this lat to work, okay? So the core, glutes, lats work together. And then other side. 3, 4, glute, 6, core, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Good. You can put that down. Pick up your lighter, guys. And we'll move back into the lateral raise. Elbows a little bit bent. Exhale to lift. Inhale to come down. As you inhale to lower, make sure you're really lowering your shoulders away from the ear. Again, making that space between the shoulders and the ears. We don't want to scrunch that area more than we already do in life. Every time you get stressed, every time you are in a rush, you get nervous. Okay, our defense mechanism is this. It's cold, any of those circumstances. You're gonna tighten up there. Okay, let's pick up the medium. If you have a wall, elbows against the wall, and then exhale into your hammer curl. Try to keep the dumbbells in line with the bicep. Nice strong wrists. One more. Okay, before we do your tricep, let's just stretch your bicep out, wrap your fingers around the thumbs, pull the thumbs out to the side gently, and a little pulse back. Okay, and then we go back into our tricep. So interlock, thumbs together, lift up and over, use your core, make sure you don't arch too much when you're getting into this one so you're protecting your lower back. Inhale 90 degrees, exhale, it's like you're pulling a big pole out of the ground behind you. I know we don't do that in life, but that's the action that these triceps would be doing to get strong. Okay, so pulling something resistant. And do 2 more here. Listen to your body. You don't have to keep up with my repetitions if they're too much, or even if you feel like you need to do a little bit more. Please do you. Swing. I'm just here to guide and to teach you a little bit about the form, because sometimes it's easier to do things when somebody is walking you right through it. Some days I actually like to follow other people's workouts because I don't want to think, even though this is what I do. So that's also normal. 1 more round. Pick up a medium. We're back to split stance, single arm row, 12 per side. 2, 3, training your mid back. 4 is so important. 5, 6 for posture. 7 for proper biomechanics in all of your other movements. 10, 11. Good. Switch. Okay, so changing the glute focus, core, and then my left lat. 2, 3, 4. Strong back. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Good. And you'll release that down. You may notice I didn't do any chest exercises in this program. I'm keeping it all standing, and they're all just a little bit more chest openy. 2, lateral raise. 3, 4, 5. Sometimes it's just not accessible to get down on the floor, or it might not be something we feel like doing, to do a chest press or a push-up variation. Last one. Good. Okay, one more little shoulder stretch. Reach the arm across, pin it in with the other hand. Maybe these guys are pushing into each other a little bit. You can also throw in a bit of a twist, which might reach back into the upper trapezius again. And switch, just before we go into our last bicep. Okay, we're back to the medium dumbbells. I'm gonna do this one back, not against the wall. There is a doodle outside the door staring at me through the glass. Waiting. It's nice and warm outside today. So shoulders are still, wrists are still. Elbows aren't swinging. You're using your core and your glutes to stabilize, and then pulling with your real bicep strength. Not the pretend kind where you're swinging things, the real one. And let's do your last tricep interlock. Up and over, strong core. Inhale, exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I always have felt like biceps are kind of always overdone in fitness, because triceps are actually, I mean, aesthetically, a really nice muscle to have. Toned up, if we want to say toned up, but also we use our biceps so much in everyday life. Zen swing, carrying groceries, pulling things, lifting kids, hoisting stuff. And triceps we do use to push, right? To push open heavy doors. But I feel like people train their biceps way more than they train their triceps, and I don't love that. All right, let's stretch out your triceps. Place one hand at the bottom of your neck. Just pull in gently on the elbow, and you should feel a nice stretch in this underarm, maybe through the side body. Good opportunity to make sure you're breathing nicely in and out of your rib cage, in and out of your lungs, making your ribs expand. Not just living in your neck, trapped in your neck. Make sure that that breath makes it all the way down below the chest. and you're done. Thanks for working out with me today.